All right, hi guys.
Hello.
This is the Freedom Book Club.
Yes, it is.
It sure is. And we're just going to have fun talking about books that we've both read, father and son. Okay. And the book we've been reading, or this is the first book, right?
Yeah.
Is in the 39 Clues Saga, and it's The Maze of Bones
Yep, the first book.
by Rick Riordan.
Yeah.
All right. So what we're going to be doing is we're just going to be having really nice talks about the books that we've read, and in the comment section and stuff, you guys can say stuff and we can reply back, and we'll just have fun with books, don't we?
Yeah.
I don't read enough books. Israel reads so many books.
Fun fact, you didn't even read this book.
I didn't even read this book. It's true. I didn't even read this book. I literally didn't read it. I listened to it. And that makes it a bit harder, you know.
Was it?
You know, when you listen to an audiobook, it makes it harder because when we were walking Mose, who's our dog,
Yeah.
right? We're walking Mose. I have to stop. I have to pick up poo. I have to be like, no, get away from there. You might say something. I have to concentrate. And I daydream a lot. So many times I had to rewind it. But if I was looking on a page and reading it, I'm sure I'll remember things a lot better, because even when I actually listened to the book, I still had to ask you certain things, like what was the name of this and what was the name of that character. Do you remember?
Yeah.
So yeah, I didn't read it. I listened to it, but I feel like that will give me a different perspective on it, just because I consumed the book differently. Because I know that right now, with all the things that I'm doing,
Yeah.
I can't read the book. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I could read the book, but it would be at the end of the day when I'm tired. From I wake up until I go to sleep, I keep myself busy with things, and I can't keep up with you. Because the way that you read books, you consume books fast. You read books quickly, you and your brother, Zeke's. So it's really great how you guys read, but I can't keep up with it, and I forced you to not read the second book. Remember?
Yeah, I think that was I finished the first book 3 days ago.
Yeah. And I was like, no, you can't read the second book. Wait, let's read the first book together. Let's read the first book together, and then we can talk about it and, you know, have a nice chat about it. So yes, Israel has been asking me for ages, so long, Daddy, can you get me this book? It's called The 39 Clues. I keep calling it The 39 Steps. I almost call it The 39 Steps.
The 39 Steps to Success.
Yeah, exactly. That's the kind of book that I might read, isn't it?
Yeah.
Something like that. I don't know why I keep thinking it's called The 39 Steps, but it's called The 39 Clues. And you were asking me for so long, and we've spoken about it. We had a little chat before in our old house, remember?
Yeah, ages ago.
A while ago, innit? Just talking about, this is what we think it's going to be like. And finally, I just went and I just ordered it.
Wait, didn't we? In Village.
Exactly.
Didn't we talk about it?
But we hadn't read it. So we just spoke about, you basically told me kind of what it's about. And then I said, that sounds interesting. So
But was you recording that?
we recorded it. I'll see if I can find it. Maybe it'll be like a bonus thing in the future.
Yeah, man. You guys gonna have
First
to
ever
search for
recorded.
that.
Yeah, I'll find it. So tell me why you wanted this book so badly.
Okay, well, first of all, I was just kind of back in those days. I was just reading Percy Jackson. Really liked it. Yeah, just interesting books made by Rick. I don't know, say his name Riordan.
Riordan.
Something like that.
Riordan.
Yeah.
Riordan.
But yeah, and then one time I think I was just going on the wiki, Wikipedia, and then I saw something like about 39 clues. So I went on it, and then I saw like the maze of bones and stuff. So then I went on Amazon to check like what it was, and I went and saw like for £3 I think a single book or something like that. Saw like Maze of Bones. Like this is a long time ago. I just saw random books, but I saw there was a lot of them. And then I saw like there were book sets, but then there were different book sets. So I searched into it more, and I realized that there's like lots of different kinds of books of the thing. That's kind of what I liked about it.
There's like a whole set, and then today we realized that after this initial set, there's another set and another set and another set or something.
Yeah.
So I'm just thinking how I'm going to just spend my whole next maybe 2 months just every time I'm out. I can't listen to my music anymore. I can't listen to my 1970s and 1980s reggae. I have to listen to 39 clues.
Was you going to say steps again?
I was going to say that. Yeah. So, yeah, I heard about this book because of you, the way that you spoke about it, you explained it to me. One day, I remember the day we were walking down, we were going on our walk. That's when we were in Woolwich, and we went for a walk, and you told me, oh, you know, the author, Rick Riordan, he made this other book, but other authors made it as well. And I was thinking, they made other books in the set, and it's about these clues, and you told me, and I was like, wow. That actually sounds interesting. And here we are. Isn't it? Yeah. So, what did you think it was going to be like initially? What did you think the books were going to be like? What made you even think that you would even enjoy them to begin with?
Well, 2 main reasons.
Yeah.
Because of the name of the first book. And
what, you like bones or something?
It's like a maze of...
you like chewing on bones? There's nothing wrong. Many people like chewing on bones. There's nothing wrong with that.
What you're saying, it sounds like a dog. You like chewing on bones.
I never said that. That's what you said.
But no, okay. No, but...
I never said it. I'm just saying it's funny because you just said, oh, the name. I'm thinking, what's so great about the name? Then I'm thinking, oh, yeah, you like chewing on bones. So if you went in that maze, you would have a great time.
No, because there's a human bones.
Okay, yeah, all right, maybe not. Oh, no, sorry, carry on. All right.
And then because the author, made Percy Jackson. So then I was just like, okay, yeah. So I said this already, but I went into it, and I was thinking, that's odd, because I look like a different author made a different book. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just sounded interesting.
Yeah.
I'm only asking you because there's so many books out there that we could read, and it's always good to know why for yourself. Not that you necessarily have to tell anyone, but it's good to know and think about why did I pick this book. So it's because of the author and the premise. And even the title is interesting. So that's interesting. It's a good thing to know, like why I even like it. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no right or wrong answer, you know? Literally, the way that you spoke about it, it made me want to read. And I don't really read books. I listen to books.
Yeah.
Innit? I listen to books. And it's a bad habit, but I'll start reading a book and I won't finish it. And this is another reason that made me, I never told you, this is another reason that made me want to do this. Talk about these books, because it will make me finish the book. If me and you are going to sit down and talk about books that we've read, I have to read it. So I have to get used to consume it. I have to get used to consuming a whole book and really taking it in properly. So you helped me to do this. Thank you, son. All right, so let's talk a bit about the book. So this is really for people who have read the book already, because this is all going to be spoilers.
Okay.
No one can listen to this. This is a spoiler bit. right now.
Yeah.
Okay, you cannot listen to us have this conversation if you haven't read the book fully. So it's better that you finish reading the book and you come back. Am I correct? Or
Yes. Also, guys, I need you to just, if you see this, if this thing's big when you see it, like some giant thing, you're like, 39 clues. You're like, I want you to, okay, maybe not. Okay, if you look into it, maybe read the book before, because this is kind of like if you read the book before, then you can kind of go along with us. Like, you read the first book and then you watch the first episode about us talking about it. Maybe you can like get something new from that. Then you read the second book and then there's something else for you to read, to listen to.
yeah,
And then, But
you're completely right.
But yeah, I don't want you to like listen to this and you want to read the thing, but then you got spoilers for the...
Yeah, like listening to this is not gonna do justice. Read it first. Take your time and read it. Because it could be tempting to just listen to us talk about it and then feel like, okay, I'll have to read the first one. There's lots of little things that you're going to pick up by reading or listening, that you won't if you don't read it yourself. So if you just watch us or listen to us talk about it, it's not the same, So, yes, that's enough of that. Let's get into the actual book.
Yes.
Right? The way, we're just going to talk about this because there's some things in my head. Remember, I'm an adult and you are basically a teenager, okay? So it doesn't mean that my opinion is better than yours. It just means I have a different opinion, isn't it? I've been through things. Things have happened to me. Good, bad. So when certain things are presented to me, I take it a different way. And you know how I am. When I tell you some things, it's just funny. Lots of things are funny when we talk, innit? At the beginning, the nan, right? She needs to just give the children the money. If she likes them the most, give your grandchildren that you like, they've been good with you, you sit down, you talk with them, you have nice things, you really like the way that they are, just give them the money. Okay, I don't know what the 39 clues lead to. It leads to like power from what it's saying, innit?
Yeah.
You'd be like the most influential person. Come forward a little bit. I feel like you're going back. I might be wrong. It leads to power.
Yes.
So money isn't power. Power is more than just money. You're making them go through all this stuff. Like, they nearly got bombed up in a museum, car chase, they fell into a sinkhole, they're about to get concrete poured on them. They're going into a tomb under Paris.
And then the train almost killed them, didn't it? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, like the subway train, I think, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah, all of that stuff that the nan probably knew.
Like, I know you can be like, they're gonna make it, but like, you should really think what you're putting them into.
Yeah.
You're hiding clues all over the world. For all you know, the kids might not even make it past the first clue.
Yeah, and then what?
Then
You could just give them the money. Be like, look, come here. I've got money for you. What bank was it? Bank of Scotland, isn't it? The Bank of Scotland.
Remember.
Here's the code, something when I've gone, it's for you. But no, it has to be 39 clues. They have to find money to get places. They're lying. They're going around lying to their babysitter. What kind of a babysitter is that?
Au pair.
Au pair, sorry. That's a bad au pair. Okay, I'll go to Paris. Oh yeah, we'll go here then. Oh, they're trying to kill you. Oh, come on, let's go.
I guess it was funny because she was all like, they were all like, if you come with us, like, they were like, oh man, you could have come to Paris with us. You have paid for your hotel and everything. You would have got to go to a new country for free.
Hotel and everything.
Okay, she's
And
bribing them.
I think she took her other earbud out, or what did she do? She took the other one out, like what? Or maybe I'm at the wrong bit.
I think something like that.
Something like that, innit?
And then when she was convinced, she went and told her dad.
Yeah, and her dad was like, and she was like, I can't hear you, something like that, innit? Things that you try and do sometimes, when we try and call you, hello? Israel, where are you? It's getting dark. We're just at the bus stop. Are you really at the bus stop, or have you just left Grandma's? Okay, we just left Grandma's and we're on our way to... Just tell the truth! That's like the dad. The dad's probably thinking, what are you doing? And she's a teenager. She's a teenager, isn't she? Because I remember near the end, the guy, forgot his name, who's kind of giving them clues.
Oh, William McIntyre.
I think so, yeah. That's what happens when you read the book. That's what happens when you listen to the book. You don't pick up characters' names properly. Like, if you read it, you see the word, innit?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay, I'm jumping, like, way ahead. I'm going a bit too far ahead, but I just remember thinking, just give them the money. And then after I thought, all right, fair enough then. They've got a choice of $1 million or go on, whatever.
And let me say something. It's a choice of $1 million or go on a big scavenger hunt. And the thing is, the grandma, she's called Grace. She's called Grace.
Grace, yeah.
And she's all like, yes. But she knows they're like the poor ones. Everybody else can pretty much afford to go traveling around the world. That's why they declined the money. But they had to decline the money because it's what she would have wanted. Yeah. But they literally...
Morally, they thought they had to do it.
Yeah, but they're actually good because they're doing it, even knowing they don't really have a lot of supplies. Like Dan had to sell all his baseball cards.
I know, like rare baseball cards,
yeah, like just to get enough money. She could have been like, get $1 million and go,
Look, they should have just taken $1 million.
Or get $1 million or something like that to use on your travels. Or something, I don't know.
But like, look, answer me honestly, like you normally do, right? Do you think they should have taken $1 million? Look, be truthful to me. In reality...
Yeah, they should.
Like, if it was you, not that it is you, but...
Yeah.
You just take the $1 million because... maybe that's me. Maybe people that listen to this or watching this, they might say, no, I'll go on the adventure. £1 million is a lot of money.
Like, seriously, think about it. Get the money and become the most influential person in the world. Or... knowing that you're like her favourite and she probably told you secrets about you knowing, you could just use your $1 million and build up something for yourself so you can become influential. You need to go on some big scavenger hunt.
And then
it's like a cheat kind of thing.
It's like the grace is giving you that. It's giving you that accomplishment rather than you go out and do it for yourself. Because if they do all the stuff that Grace says, and we've only read one book, they do all the stuff that Grace said, then they become the most influential, they find out the clues. It's got to be because of Grace. But if they take the $1 million, then they open a shop and then they do something more than Benjamin Franklin, who they talked about so much. Then, they could be like, yeah, my nan got me started and I kept it moving. I done my thing. I didn't go around the world nearly dying, and then I've just happened to be the last one. And they really nearly died too.
Like multiple times.
Yeah.
People tried to bomb them. They almost got cement poured on them.
I know.
Like...
I was just thinking, like, it's not like... you got like movies for children and movies for adults. And in the movies for adults, people will die. They don't necessarily show the character die, but they'll be like, oh, like they fall off a cliff.
Yeah.
Like in the night time, and it's a character you don't really care about. But in this, they could quite easily have died. So I'm just thinking, wow.
And wait, and the thing...
It's not a game, like...
And the thing I find a bit disturbing is that they're like, 14 and 11 or something. And they're going around spending all their resources. And then the other rich people are like, oh, we're really smart. We can just go find the clues. But they're not finding the clues. They're like forming alliances to try and get those two specifically.
Yeah, it's like they know how good Amy and...
You can say it.
Amy and... Greg?
Greg.
No, what's his name?
Dan.
Amy and Dan, and Grace and Amy. All right, so I'm getting the characters, okay? Amy and Dan, they're obviously very clever, and the richer members of the family are obviously not as clever. But are they really not as clever, though?
I think they're just lazy.
No, they are clever than Amy and Dan.
Huh?
Shall I tell you why?
Yeah.
What happens many times in this first book, they find out some information and someone's like, bravo, well done, I've got that information and all I did was follow you. Come on, Amy and Dan need to fix up because they're going around doing all the hard work and people are just like, oh, suddenly the light filled up with room and it was the guy who plays a gangster.
Oh, Jonah Wizard,
who his dad was holding the camera and, oh, I heard everything. Thanks for the information. They're just being followed. But blatantly, though. Do you know what I mean?
Like, if the dad's actually following them with a camera, isn't that a bit embarrassing? Like, you're not even checking back. You're just walking like, oh, come on, Dad, let's go. And then you're like, oh, look, there is the clue. And then someone's like, they like pick up the thing and we're like, thanks for the information.
Yeah, they'll be running off and then they'll bomb the tomb and you're stuck in the tomb.
Except, no, it's like they bombed the tomb and they would have been stuck, but then, like...
A hatch appeared out of nowhere, didn't it?
Something like that.
She fumbled around and found a hatch. I was thinking, wow.
The first thing they survived was the house burning on fire. It just so happened they were in a secret library, so they found another way out.
A hatch to get out, innit?
Yeah.
And then the guy...
that was with them, he left them.
He left them.
And later on in the book, he was like, no, I thought that you died, and we had to keep the information safe.
Yeah. I remember thinking, man, I could just flick you in your nose. Yeah? How can you say that to someone? Well, I thought you died, so I just got up and I just kept it moving. But I'm sure you understand. That's bad. That's bad, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah? And I think, what's the boy's name? Dan?
Yes.
Yeah. Dan was like, he wanted the old pet to hit him again or something.
Yeah.
And it's true, because how can you say, oh yeah, you know, I didn't think you made it and I just kept going and, you know, it'll be like, no, you're obviously a hater. You're hating on me, yeah? You're trying to make me go down.
And the funny thing is, Jonah Wizard was all saying like, nah, he wants you to think he's rich, but he spent all his things.
Oh, he lost his money through bad investments.
Yeah, so he wants this to like...
get him back on track.
Yeah, but he's using... it's just bad because he's using the kids, like, Grace's favourite. So like, all right, so let me just put lights with them. Children, come. Maybe if we find a book, maybe we can get to the secret library. Because Grace loved books and they found a secret library. It was on fire. Oh no. Come with us. No, no. And then they find some secret, they take the cat with them and they go for an event and then they see his car driving away.
Then they give the cat up anyway. So what was all that for then? They should have let the cat... No, let me not finish the sentence. The cat must have... Yeah.
Saladin.
I love cats. Saladin, exactly. Yeah. No, carry on.
Yeah, and then he's like, look, children, I thought that you died in the fire, so I had to take the book. Which they even asked me how he got the book in the first place.
Exactly.
Like a fire was burning, so he was really like he took it.
Mm.
He probably went and left them.
Yeah, left them. Of course
And
he did.
then said, "Oh, I didn't think you made it." But then he's come to them talking normally, like not like, "Hey, me and Dan, you're alive. Come, let's get to somewhere safe." But no, he's just like, "Oh, come, let's eat some food."
Yeah, it's
I
like,
thought you
what?
died, so I
You
took
should
the
be like,
book.
oh, you're alive. Oh, I can't believe I thought you died. I was...
No, but if you wait, Daddy, if you actually thought he died, it would have been like, "Oh, you're alive. Okay, let's just stop this madness, and you can come live with me now."
Yeah.
And we can.
All that, yeah.
Yeah.
So, we have to watch out for him. I'm going to be watching out for him.
Uncle Alistair.
Yeah? You think you're clever? Uncle, yeah? All right, you watch and see. We have to talk about being a bad childminder. The childminder's a bad childminder, man. Let's not... I know it's a book and it's not real, but let's talk about, like, Rick Rawdon, yeah?
Why do you keep saying that?
I want to make sure I get one of them right until someone corrects me. He wrote the character. We have to look at the actions the character has made.
Wait, something I just realised. He made the first book, right?
Yeah.
So basically, when everybody makes a second book, they have to kind of follow his style a little bit. Like,
No.
okay, not his style. Okay, but they have to kind of like... Because he did the characters in a certain way. So to change the characters be different, like... Amy hated books now. So she didn't read any, and Dan...
Or they can do it subtly. They can write it in their own way. Like she can still love books. Dan can still love collecting things.
Yeah.
Yeah, Grace could still have been a great grandma. But the other authors, they can actually put their own take on it. They can write them. They can look at different aspects of why Dan collects stuff now. They can explain it more, but put their thing on it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, wait, what were we talking about?
The fact that it's different authors for each book in this initial series, at least.
Yeah, we were talking about her, Nelly.
The au pair or childminder or whatever. She's bad. She is bad. The 14-year-old and 11-year-old is telling her what to do. What kind of a childminder is that?
Come, we're gonna go to Paris.
Yeah.
We're going to make you come with us to almost die.
Not even that. It's like they just basically said, drive the car, man. What are you talking? Just drive the car, man.
And then they go out and leave her. And it's like, right. And then in the end, she says something completely silly. She's like, you know what? I can't let you have all the fun. So later on, you can reimburse me when you get all rich and powerful. So but what if they don't get all rich and powerful?
What if they die? What are you going to say to the police?
Yeah, she's like,
what's her name?
Nelly.
Nelly.
And she'll be like, oh, I'm sorry, officers. They were doing this hunt for clues because the grandma, and she'd have to go to depth.
Look, she'll be like this.
Detail.
In handcuffs. Sorry, officer. I know I shouldn't have been running around with the children, and I will take my 5 years in jail. Because you know what? How can she be a childminder and they're telling her what to do? She's following them. They're talking. There was one bit where they said, oh, we saw someone. Like they were driving or something, and they said like they pulled up somewhere. They said, oh, stop the car or something. They saw someone, and then Nelly was like, you better be back before I finish listening to my playlist.
Six songs. No. I got 6.
That's not 6 songs. That's like each song could be like 3 minutes. That's like 18 minutes. Let's say 20 minutes. You're just gonna tell a 14 and 11-year-old just go off in France. You've never been here before. Okay, for 20 minutes, you better come back in 20 minutes. No, she needs to get sacked. Yeah, she's not a good au pair childminder.
Talking football. Now you're talking about football. Like she needs to get sacked.
Innit? She needs to get sacked, man. She needs to. It's not for her. She's not looking after the children well. Okay, I'm concerned about Amy and Dan.
Well, and then
social service or child services. Whatever.
yeah, social services. And then in the end, she was like, "Yeah, sorry, I'm saying this again," but she was like, "Don't worry, I've still got like money on my credit card, so we can keep doing this."
Exactly. Because he only had like $250 or something, and she had the same amount, Amy and Dan. But then she, of her own volition, by herself, no one forced her to use a credit card. She decided, okay, I'm going to use my credit card. No! You're dragging the children into it. You have to watch her though. You have to watch her because I think she kind of understands what's going on. She knows something because look, how can they nearly die all those times? And she's just saying, okay, I need to protect you, and I need to protect you now. You know what I mean? All she has to do is call the police.
Please look, my children. I mean, the children that I don't know, babysitting.
Yeah.
They are going on their death hunt, and I need you to stop this because this is serious.
Yeah, that's what she'll have to do. And the police will be like, take the pen and be like, where are you? We're at De La Rue or whatever the name of the road is. And yeah, we're here. So, they've gone away, but they'll be back and we're going to be here. And let's get them in safe hands. That's the real world. That's how it ends in the real world. All right? So, yeah, but it's very interesting. Okay, I haven't read a book like that before. The books I read are more the Bible, literally, and books about like conceptual books, like reading about certain things like how to negotiate, books about phrases and where things come from and the source of things. That's the kind of books I read. Like an adventure book I've never read before. So I'm really happy that you would sit down and talk with me about it. And I'm very happy that you're patient with me as well, because you read the book so quickly and I was like halfway through for a long time. But we finally did it.
Yes.
We finally did it. So is there anything else in that book that you read and you thought, okay, that's interesting?
Yes.
Because anyone who's read the book, like, what would they be thinking right now? Oh, you didn't talk about this, or you didn't talk about this.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know why Amy's so shy. She
She doesn't like crowds, though. That's a real thing,
I know, like, what's it called? Something phobia.
Yeah, I don't know the name of the phobia, but even me, if I'm being honest,
Yeah.
I know that you see me a certain way, but the truth is, I don't have like a fear of crowds, but I prefer to not be anywhere near crowds. So like even when we're going out, and I always take the back streets when I'm walking malls or something. I don't go to the high road and walk down the high road. I go all the way down the back streets and I come out onto the high street where I need to be, don't I? It's because it's not that I'm afraid of crowds. It's because crowds annoy me. It's not that I feel unsafe or I get flustered. It's just that I don't have. And to a degree, that's a bit similar to what Amy has. So when she was saying that actually made me think about that. I prefer to not be in crowded areas. I actually like my personal space. I don't like many people around me all the time. We have a big family. That's another thing. Normally when we're out, there's 4 of you guys, you and your 3 siblings. So I always have to keep an eye on you. So that's something that I can identify with in Amy, to be honest.
But then, when they were in the thing, it's always like, sometimes, yeah, she's like, oh yeah. And she always regains herself, but it's always like with what are their names? The Cabras or whatever. Ian and Natalie.
Yeah. The really posh English one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's always...
Because English people are always posh. innit?
Yeah. I'm actually English, you know.
Yeah, but we're posh, aren't we? Look at how we talk. We talk like the Queen right now. Not. English people are not always posh. Okay? Alright, I just wanted to get that out of the way. So carry on, what were you saying?
I just want to say one thing. Yeah. Okay, just get it.
No, go on, say it.
Okay, for the record, me saying posh stuff is probably the same thing as like some American person doing it. Like, hello, would you like a cup of tea? I don't know how to do it. You have to have correct etiquette. Like, there's some stuff that you have to do, but like,
Who? What, posh people?
Yeah, like,
Okay.
put their pinky fingers out when they're sipping.
Okay, yeah.
Speak
But the truth is,
eloquently.
like, we don't actually know what the actual rules are. We watch the same films that everyone else watches, and we just think, oh, that must be what posh people do. But we don't actually know, do we? So even with that, it's just always funny when I read or see things about English people, and so many times it's like English people are like, do you want to have a cup of tea, or would you like to have some jellied eels, mate? I don't know, but there's always a stereotype there. So that's another thing about the audio book. The guy did voices for the characters. That's the way he done the voice. I'm sure it fitted them, but it's always funny when they're English and they're very like, yes, we talk proper, like the Queen. No, I don't meet anyone who speaks like that, and I'm from London. But yeah, what are you saying about them?
Yeah, Amy always seems to get all really like more than usual shy when she's around them in particular. I feel like that's must be something.
Something going on there.
Yeah, like she's like maybe because they're like maybe she thinks they're better than her or something. I don't know.
Yeah, and remember, we're only in the first book, so we're gonna learn a lot. By the time we get to the 4th, 5th, 6th, 8th, 9th, 10th, last few books, we're gonna know a lot about the characters, and we're not gonna be guessing as much because the characters will be fleshed out by then, and we'll really be able to sit down and talk about, okay, that made sense. We might know more about why Amy gets flustered around them. You know what I mean? We might know more about why the Holts are the way they are.
Actually, that reminds me of something. All of them seem to have this kind of thing with their like parents, like, yeah, man, like Alice there's like, and like, we should make a deal. We should stick together. And it's like, tell me what information we have. We all know your Grace's favourite. I cannot lie. And it's like, come on, you can tell me. And like, no, come on, no. It's like, maybe you can trade information. I know some stuff about your mum.
Yeah, exactly.
One storming like, oh, children, we have to leave. I think it's best that you go by yourself.
Yeah.
He's playing mind games with them.
Yeah. Why are you playing mind games with a 14 and 11-year-old? I just, you know, I'm looking forward to seeing what's going on. I'm looking forward to see why these families are the way they are. We got a little bit of an insight because I think when they went into some secret place, this happens when you read the audio book because you don't pick up on things.
But when they went to the Lucian base.
I think so, and there was like a picture, old picture, and 3 of them, one looked like a Lucian, one looked like a...
Oh,
and
yeah.
they were all looking angry at each other.
Yeah.
So that kind of shows that there's a long history of problems there, and we're only in the first book, but by the time we get later on down the line, we'll have a much better idea of why they're that way.
Also, I remember this thing, like, what's his name? Einhauser or whatever. Einhauser Holt. He was like, I kind of like to mention him Scottish. I like to mention him wearing like a white vest, like really muscly, wearing a white vest. And after those dresses, like real green, or not dress, but like...
A kilt?
Yeah, the green kilt that they wear.
Dress. Scottish people are going to be like, how could you? How can you say that? It's not a dress, it's a kilt. Yeah.
Mustn't he wearing that red thing?
Okay, like a beret kind of.
Yeah.
I think I know what you mean.
And I imagine like he got he failed his like security test or something. He
Oh yeah, he didn't make it into the police or something.
he's like very unsuccessful. And on top of that, he knew his parents. He had like some bad blood with their parents. So it was like
mad, innit?
Yeah, like I'm gonna get me a revenge, and I'm gonna become the most famous person in the world, and then we'll see who was laughing now. I don't know. So
you see, like even that, I'm glad you brought that up because even with that, Israel, yeah, people do that when they don't have control over certain aspects of their life. They find an aspect of their life where they do have control, and they go hard in that area. So maybe he couldn't show others that he could fulfill his dreams, but with his family, with his wife and his children, when he's growing up, he can be very strict. He can make them know that he's the boss, and he can have them in check. He has them in check. When they were all fighting, wherever they were fighting, and I think he said, all right, like, fix up or something. And even the dog, everyone, they got up. So that's like where he can get control.
Training that dog must have been crazy.
I know. We need to train our dog like that. He's sleeping on his pee mat.
Right on top of the wee.
We need to train him like the dog, man. But in the fictional dog, who doesn't even exist. But I don't know the term for it, but you see that a lot. You don't have to be an adult to do that. If you don't have control in certain aspects, maybe at school you don't have control, you could be getting bullied, or at work things can't be going well. But when it comes to eating, or when it comes to going to the gym, yeah, or doing sports or something, you're really good at it. So you're muscly on the outside, you look muscly, you're strong, you look after your family, but on the inside, not that you look after your family, like you've got a lot of control of your family, but on the inside, you've got this thing about you where I've never been able to succeed with my dreams. So it's really deep. I know that because reading that, I've met people like that, I've encountered it. You know, you go through stages in your life. Like I remember when I was your age a bit, you start to realize like what it is that you like, and you get put in like new situations, and then after you might not think about it, but sometimes you'll think, oh, when this thing happened, I didn't do good. But what do I always tell you when there's stuff that happen that don't go right?
Like, what do you mean, like?
If you try to do something and it didn't work out, what am I likely to say to you? Not like exactly, but what kind of thing would I say to you?
If you try something and it doesn't work out.
Yeah.
Like.
And you're starting to get upset about it.
Yeah, like, don't worry. You have to keep on trying. And you'll eventually get there.
Basically, yeah. It's like this. You've learned, haven't you? You've learned. You either lose. People say win or lose, okay? But I say win or learn. It's a well-known like phrase to say, because when you win, most of the time, you don't learn anything. You've won. You're the best, innit? Mm-hmm. You're happy. You've fought, or not that you fought. You've gone against someone. You don't have to fight to go against someone. It could be a game of Scrabble, or you're really good at chess, whatever. When you win, you don't necessarily learn, unless you're like a genius and you think, I won, but da-da-da-da. When you lose, you learn, you know, because you say, man, I lost because I didn't do this properly, I didn't do that properly. So I need to work more on that, innit?
Yeah.
That's how it is. That's how it goes. But yeah, the characters are really interesting. It was really interesting reading them. And where are they going next?
Vienna.
Vienna, which is in?
Austria. Because that's where Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart lived.
Exactly.
The composer that Benjamin Franklin liked.
Yeah. And so the clues are all linking up.
Like a dot plot.
Yeah, they're working. Yeah, they're linking up, exactly, yeah. And it's going to be interesting to see what happens next. What do you want Amy and Dad to fix up with in the next book?
Yeah, just
book 2.
general,
One thing, the main thing that they should fix up with.
general awareness.
Yes. Look behind you when you're walking, wherever you go, down a secret library, behind, lock the latch, or if you go into a tomb or whatever, just check back, you know? Because I don't want to hear someone say, thank you, you gave us all the clues and I'm out of here, you know? So just have general awareness. That's the right thing as well. No, maybe another time. So on to book 2. I don't even know the name of book 2. What's the name of book 2?
I've got it here for you folks. It is 39 Clues, book 2. It is called One.
And they might not even see it.
Okay,
but I can put it up on the screen.
Okay, One False Note.
That makes sense. One false note, because the clue was the paper, the sheet music. The sheet music. No, I'm just saying, like, it's a good I never knew the title, you know. I never checked any of them on purpose. I just do the first one and that's it. So it's really, I like that it's called One False Note. Maybe they're gonna have to like play something, and if they get it wrong, then someone goes,
Wait, look.
Listen to the whole thing.
Wait, Daddy.
You done the last note wrong.
Wait, Daddy, look. And now, when I was 6, my parents installed me in piano class. Now I will play the piece and I will get the power. Thank you for all your help.
Yes, I followed you the whole way quietly, and I found out the clue and I got there before you because I've got more money than you. So, there. But I hope that doesn't happen. I want Amy and Dan I want them to win. I just want them to look behind what they're looking. Okay? That's what I want them to do. And stop trusting that guy. Stop telling him stuff. What's his name?
Or Alistair.
Yeah, stop telling him things. And your au pair or your childminder, just be wary of her, because all of a sudden she's helping, giving you money, and she's helping you out just for you. I want to make sure that you're okay. All right, if you say so. That's what I say. So, all right.
Okay, wait. Just one more thing before we leave. Just set the mood. Betrayals going on. You know, people forming alliances. You know, bombs, crazy stuff. So we're about to die. But then you should really start to think, and you just go deep in your mind for a second, and think like, what am I doing? Like, we're going on a death run. Like, fine, we've done that. We're like the best, but we're getting wary of people. But we're still gonna trust them a little bit. But then you don't fully distrust your uncle, who's proven to abandon you multiple times.
Doesn't make sense.
But you don't like the banker, who's actually done nothing. Like, I agree. You should not trust anybody.
Of course.
But that guy, he's been giving them like advice and stuff.
More than he really should as well.
Yeah, like. Yeah. So, I mean, I know if you guys have read this book, you're thinking like, no, that's not what's happening. Like, he might be giving them fools, but for all we know, he's helping them. But then they don't, but then they want to believe their uncle, who's proven to not care about them at all.
Yeah, like this uncle thing, no, it doesn't matter if you're uncle, yeah?
You weren't in my life.
Whether you're not, okay? You run off when the fire comes and you stroll up to me a couple days later like, hey, like, what? Bow, you know what I mean? No. Okay, I won't do that. Not to uncle. Uncles get respect. But, you know, we'll just be like, oh, hi, uncle, gotta go. Let's get in the car and get away. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're completely right. So we'll see what happens in one for to know. I'm looking forward to it. Who's the author of that one?
Gordon Coleman.
All right, so maybe we'll do a bit of research on him or something. But ultimately, you're going to read it.
Yes.
Even Ezekiel's going to read it. Your brother, my other son. And I'm going to listen to it. I'm telling you now, I'm listening to it, just so you know. All right? And I'm going to keep having to ask you, oh, what was that character's name? Who did that? You're going to be like, oh, he's called Lucian, or he's called this. I'll be like, thank you. All right, it's going to happen, but I'm looking forward to it. So.
Also, sorry. All this, like, the branches reminded me of Harry Potter, because in Harry Potter it's like these houses where they go in, like Gryffindor, Slytherin, and there's always like an evil one. Like there's one that's good, morally right, they're loyal and everything. Then there's one that like no, they're good and they're brave, a bit smart, like a bit of good of all of them, but they're good overall. There's one that's like always loyal, stick by your side, even though maybe if they can't do anything, they'll stick by you.
They'll like die for you. That's the one who, no, you carry on. That's
And there's like the smart one that's like, okay, like they'll observe things, they will really analyze, they're smart. And then there's like the one that's evil, like no matter, you have to bring countless stuff to them that they're so like evil. That one's kind of reminded me of the Lucian kind of thing.
Yeah.
Lucian doesn't sound like a very good name. Like it doesn't sound like, oh, yeah, you're Lucian, you're really nice. But then Benjamin Franklin was apparently a Lucian.
Exactly.
So he's all like, and everyone's like, yeah, Benjamin Franklin. But then all the other, basically most of the people that were trying to get them are Lucians. The Carbras are, the Russian woman is.
They're out for them. Yeah, forget these houses thing. Just look behind you. Be part of the look behind you house, Amy and Dan. Yeah, the house where you look behind and you have general awareness. So we'll call it the GALB, GALB. General awareness, look behind house. Forget other stuff. That's what I'm thinking. If I read this second book, I'm halfway through and you're still not checking behind you and I hear, I heard everything and I'm going. I'll be like, no, I'm not having it. So, yeah, I guess we can stop there.
Yes.
We discussed most stuff and, I mean, to be honest, in part 2, we'll probably discuss a bit more of, not part 2, in book 2, we'll probably discuss book 1 a bit more as well. Because it will, obviously it's going to join up to this. And, yeah, I look forward to it. Yeah?
Yes.
So if you like this, guys, it'll be great if you subscribe. Write comments down below. However you're listening to us, write a comment, write to us, let us know what you're thinking. That'll be great. It will help keep the conversation going and we're very open to talk about. Right now we're talking about the 39 clues. So, we'll see you next time.
Yep.
Take care. This has been the Freedom Book Club.